wealth, health, and life by design. Where are you now, and where do you want to get to? Well, the good thing is, as with everything in Property Entrepreneur, there is a blueprint, and if you follow the blueprint, you will get the results. The blueprint for getting what you want in wealth, health, and life by design is called the autumn season. So the 12 weeks of autumn are about looking back at where you've been, looking inward about where you are, and then looking at where you want to get to. And when you ask yourself the few questions that I'm going to share within this podcast, you will get absolute clarity on where you are, what you want, and how you're going to get there. So in the natural world, the calendar year runs in 4 seasons. You have autumn, winter, spring, and summer. And the natural world actually needs this to enable it to grow. So if you think about things like trees, the sun comes out, the leaves grow, they grow and they grow and they grow. And then what happens is we go from the summer into autumn, the leaves fall off the tree, go down to the bottom, that all that energy and that latent energy, that nutrition from the leaves goes into the ground, fertilizes the soil, allows the trees to grow further, goes into the winter, into the spring, new growth comes, fast growth expands, and then we go round and round the cycle. Like, you need the seasons in the natural world to enable things to grow and exist and actually live. If you think about other areas of life and business where we use seasons, so for example, in high performance sports, someone like Usain Bolt is the fastest man on the planet, but he doesn't run 100-meter sprints 365 days of the year. You know, he'll have Olympic season, he'll have he'll train for the Olympics, he'll get his nutrition right, his rest, he'll train, grow his muscles, relax, recharge, refuel, then he'll get ready for the Olympic season. The Olympic season, he'll compete, win his medals, and then he'll go back into relaxing, strategizing, getting ready to figure out what race he wants to run next. Football, any of you that watched the most recent David Beckham series on Netflix, constantly talks about the football season and saying, this was a great season, that was a bad season. Football and rugby, all of the sports, tennis, they run in annual seasons. And the reason for that is there's a time of year where we compete, there's a time of year where we train, there's a time of year where we strategize, there's a time of year where we rest. We don't do it 7 days a week, 52 weeks of the year. And this is why strategy is such an important thing. And when we talk about success and failure being very predictable, being highly strategic in business is not optional. The market changes, your competition will change, your products will change, technology changes, manufacturing changes, global expectations and experiences change. The whole thing changes. So we run our lives and our businesses in 12-month cycles. And to enable us to do that, we have to come up with our strategy. And the autumn season is all about the strategy. So the seasons are autumn, winter, spring, and summer. And autumn is all about strategy. Before people do Property Entrepreneur, they think that spending 12 weeks on strategy is just absolutely crazy. How can you spend 12 weeks thinking about a strategy and creating a strategy? People who've done Property Entrepreneur and have done it for years understand that actually when you know the blueprint to do it properly, you could actually spend 12 months doing it without a challenge. And people who spend 12 weeks doing it get to the end and feel like they're still not completely finished. Autumn's about strategy. We then go into winter, which is systems and finance. Spring is recruitment and onboarding teams. And then summer is sales and marketing. And this 12-month track enables us to race really competitively, regroup, re-strategize, and then get ready for the championship season, the football season, the summer season, the growth season, to go out there and do it again. So the main thing when you're creating a strategy is understanding the blueprint to go through. And a lot of this is about looking at the markets. There's 3 things really. Like when you're looking at creating a strategy in these 12 weeks of autumn, there's 3 things you want to look at. So the first is looking backwards. So it's looking at the year that's been, and this would in your business be looking at data, sales reports, financial reports, marketing campaigns. In your life, this will be things like your social media profile, your journal, your calendar, your photo reel on your phone. So looking back over the year that's been and just sort of reflecting, you'll see how long a year actually is, looking at that. Then we look sort of inwards and we say, right, well, that was the year that's gone. Inwards, where am I now? What am I experiencing now? What am I doing now? What am I enjoying now? What am I disliking now? Where am I? where have I got to? Where do I want to go to? You know, thinking about where you are, how you feel, and what you want in the current space. And then we look forward. So looking forward is all thinking about the blue sky thinking. So thinking about, what do I want in the future? You know, where do I want to go? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to share the journey with? What do I want to enjoy? What do I want to get? What do I want to have? Who do I want to be? Looking at the future. And the way that we do this through the autumn quarter is to do a number of exercises. And I'm going to take you through some of these now. And this is sort of autumn. Think about autumn. The day is getting shorter. Activities gone from being at the top of the tree with the leaves growing in the summer to being at ground level, base level, really quite sort of autumnal, sensory, ear to the ground, calming down, cruise control, slower month, less activity, less energy. It's very autumnal, very sort of chilled. This is where we want to do these exercises. And the sort of exercises we want to do are things that we would do in a journal. So this is like mornings to yourself. We call it cave time. So get your journal out and meditate, relax, get introspective, ask yourself some deep questions. And on Property Entrepreneur, there's over a dozen different exercises we do. I'm going to share a few with you here just so you can get a taste for it. So here's 3 things that we would do. And this is literally 3 things that I was doing this morning and we'll be doing for the next 4 weeks to start to look introspectively, review, reflect, think about where we might be going. So the first is an exercise, a Property Entrepreneur blueprint that we call Success Is. Success is basically asking yourself where you are now, what is success? And this changes every year. So when I was starting my first business, all I wanted to do was make enough money to survive. Success to me would have been making enough money to not have to get a job. And then when I got that, I was like, right, success to me now is to have a small business and make enough money to be able to pay people to do the jobs I don't like so I can just do the bit that I do like. And then that was my new definition of success. Then I had a team and a business and I wasn't doing the stuff that I didn't like, you know, like bookkeeping, admin, operations. I was just doing the creative, the products, the drive, the growth, the sales. And then I got to a point where I was thinking, right, definition of success for me now is not having a small business like this, having a big business. And I scaled up, ended up with going national, having a head office, 7 offices around the UK. And that was success for me then. Then success changed again. Then success changed again. And it'll always change. So it's thinking about, based on where you are now, you know, looking back and looking forward, based on where you are now, what does success mean? And success is. So have a little think now and just think, like, what is success to you? Like in the 12 months ahead, what would success be? So for me, this would be things like success would be more time. Maybe you want more money. Success for me would be more time. Success for me would be less availability. So not always on the end of my phone or on WhatsApp. You know, I spend a lot of time on WhatsApp. Success for me this year would be less WhatsApp. Success for me would be having a life. So spending more time on enjoying my life, having hobbies, time around the house. Success is starting a family home. So getting a new home, developing that. Success is starting a family for me. I don't have children. I like the idea of having children. If I'm fortunate enough and able to, success would be moving from being in work to being having a life and business and job to being at home. So have a think about that for you. Like, what is success? So success is, and then what you do is you journal out all the things that success is for you in the next 12 months. For some of you, it'll be more money. It'll be growth. It'll be having a PA, having a driver, having a Rolls Royce, whatever you want. For others, it'll be like me. It'll be more time, less work. Success is, you know, what is that for you? And then the next one is, right, well, in order to get there, ask these 3 questions. And this would be getting a page, writing 3 words across the top, and then putting into columns. And the 3 words are more, less, and keep. What do you want more of? What do you want less of? And what do you want to keep? So then more of, what do I want more of? I want more time. You know, think about this for you. What do you want more of? I want more time. I want more fitness in my life. I want more enjoyment in my personal life. I want more opportunities to create things. What do I want less of? You know, have a think about what you want less of in the 12 months ahead. So less, you know, things you want less of, less being connected to my phone, less WhatsApp, less social media over the summer. Absolutely smashed it on social media, on it every day, doing stories, using DMs, things like that. Whereas I want to do less of that because I don't really enjoy it. I do it for business and I do it for campaigns, but I don't enjoy the experience of being on social media. I can find it makes me quite anxious, makes me quite restless. It doesn't make me feel good. I never come off social media and think, wow, that made me feel really good. I feel like I've just lost some time, or I want less of that. Less doing, less delivery. So bringing more expertise into the team, more people into the team, delegating even more workload into the people around me, more world-class people, more people that impress me, more people that I want to impress in my life, more time at home, getting my new house, working around the house, more time in the garden. I'll still be thinking, I'll be creating, I'll be visioning, and I'll be doing all the stuff I'm good at, but rather than doing it, right, it's 10 till 11, I need to come up with this now. It's more out doing walks, training, fitness, in the garden. Less at my desk, less in the business, less availability, being available and things like that. And then finally, keep. What are the things you want to keep? What are the things you do at the minute that you want to keep for the year ahead? Like, I want to keep my income level, so keep the amount of money I make. I want to reduce the amount I work and bring more people in and pay more people, but I want to move up to the next level, and I don't want to take a pay cut. I'll do that, but making the same, if not more money a year. Why not? I want to keep that. I want to keep my training in the gym. So I have a personal trainer in the gym 4 times a week. I want to keep that because it holds me accountable. I go there and I turn up every month. So what do you want every week? Sorry. So what do you want more of? What do you want less of? What do you want to keep? And what you do is you just work this through in your journal, work your way through the list. And what we do is on Property Entrepreneur, we put all of the different exercises, like over a dozen, at the top of each page. And then each session, maybe have a go at 1 or 2, dart between them. And then every day, an hour a day, come back to it, add a few here, add a few there. And you'll be walking through the day and you think, do you know what? Let's say you've been stuck in traffic for an hour. You're supposed to go somewhere and it's taking you 2 hours to get there. You're exhausted, you're flustered, you've wasted 2 hours of your life. You might think, do you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm getting a driver. So then you put less driving. Get myself a driver. Success is getting a driver. And over the 12 weeks of autumn, you tune into this stuff. And this is what starts to create your life by design and carve out what you want out of your businesses. And they're the sort of exercises where you get this value, and then start to think about specifics. So the third exercise would be targets. So start to think about, what do you want in your wealth creation? What do you want in your health? And what do you want in your life by design? So wealth could be, I want to balance the books. You might say, I want to get myself in a place where all of my finances are sorted. I manage my personal cash flow well, my balance sheet's sorted, I've got the right working capital requirement in every company. You might want to balance the books, or you might say, I want to move from cash flow now into profit, or I'm now in profit, I want to move into assets, or you want to build a financial fortress, buy your first 1 property or 10 properties, whatever. What is your wealth target this year? Then health. What's your health going to be? So, for example, I've started doing part run. So my target for part run is to do a sub 25k. Did my first one at the weekend, did like 22.5 minutes. So it's like, right, that's the target. Every Saturday I'll turn up, do my run, get it done. It's a new target. My last one was on the bike, doing 250 calories in less than 20 minutes on a cardio bike. That was my challenge for the last quarter. What are these tangible targets that we come up with? Life by design. What is the life by design you actually want to lead? What are the things that you want? Do you want more time at work? Do you want more time at home? Do you want to sleep more? Do you want to read more? Do you want to have different working hours? Do you want to have a work phone and a personal phone? Do you want to move house? What's your physical environment like? Do you want to spend time with higher value people? Do you want to raise your standards? What are your life by design targets? What do you actually want out of your life by design in the 12 months ahead? And we start to create this sort of direction of travel based on where you are now and then where you want to get to. The reason that we're doing this is, and there's loads of, in fact, I wrote an article for YPN magazine and I listed out a few more. If you're enjoying these and you want a few more of them, In fact, send me a direct message. If you go onto Instagram, send me a direct message and type in journal. What I'll do is I'll send you the article that I wrote for YPN magazine. And on there, there's a few more exercises you can do. What you want to do with these exercises is, and you'll see the other ones on that article, just send me a direct message saying journal. Once we go through these exercises, you then want to create what we call the destination in our sat nav. So for your personal life, it'll be called the year of. And for the business, it'll be called the headline strategy. So the year of for your personal life is what you want your year to be. So this year for me has been year of carpe diem, which is more seizing the day, enjoying it, smelling the roses, have the nice car, have the driver, go walking in the middle of the afternoon, go out for late breakfast with one of your friends. You know, carpe diem is seizing the day, planning every day, designing my day, making it amazing. What other ones I've had, like year of frugal hedonism. I went and lived on an narrowboat on 750 quid a month for a year, end up living there for 2 years. Year of X, you know, my draft year of at the minute is going to be year of living off the land. In my new house, one of the gardens is a walled garden, and we're looking at creating a farm there. So having a big greenhouse and having goats and chickens and ducks and maybe some other animals is like living off and start farming it, you know, living off the land, you know, creating that sort of, going back to some of that frugal hedonism that I really enjoyed. Have a think about what your year of could be next year. Is it going to be year of unplugged? You know, you're going to be unplugged for a year, see who you are. Year of surrender experiment. You're just going to surrender to everything. Every opportunity, say yes to. Every business opportunity, you know, explore it. Surrender to just what happens. What's your year of going to be? And then in the business, we want to create what's called a headline strategy. So a headline strategy is the destination in the sat nav that's the top of the mountain, all compasses point north. What does success look like for your company this year? So it could be growth. You might say, right, well, we're going to go. It's the headline strategy is double up. We're going to double the amount of clients. We're going to double the amount of revenue. We're going to double our price points. We're going to double our profitability. We're going to double the size of our community audience. You know, that would be a headline strategy, or it might be bottom line time. You know, maybe you've done loads of growth, you've got loads of revenue, but now you're just focusing on the bottom line. So everything is not about growth. It's not about bigger. It's not about more. It's about profit. So bottom line time is looking for the end of year profit. So you're looking at optimizing margins, maximizing efficiencies. Everything's about the bottom line, not the top line, not growing for growth's sake. Headline strategy might be world class. You know, might say, right, world class. Everything we do is going to be world class. The way we dress is world class. The social media is going to be world class. Customer service is going to be world class. The products are going to be world class. Everything that we do is going to be world class. You know, that is a example of a headline strategy. That's what you do for your business. And then once you've got all of this together, and this is why it takes 12 weeks, at the end of the autumn season, you then do your strategy day. And your strategy day is all about committing to what you're going to do. So by this time, you have your headline strategy, you have 3 supporting objectives, you have tangible targets for each. And again, this is why it takes 12 weeks on Property Entrepreneur to create this. Then you have your strategy day. A Property Entrepreneur, you'll do it on Property Entrepreneur. In your businesses, you'll then do it in your businesses. You'll do it with your team. And you have a strategy day where everyone gets together and says, this is what we're doing. This is where we're going. This is how we're going to do it. And then you go out there through the winter, build it, spring, get it warmed up, summer, go out and absolutely crush it. And then you're back into the autumn. You go round the cycle and you do it again. So if you're serious this year, we're now in the autumn. Slow down, speed up, get autumnal, put the business on cruise control, look at where you've been, look at where you want to go, and look at where you are, and ask yourself those questions. Successes, more, less, keep, and then wealth, health, and life by design. Where are you now? Where do you want to get to? What does that look like? And how are we going to get there? If you want the other questions, just send me a direct message saying journal, and I'll ping it straight back to you, and you can work through that. Buy yourself a journal, have yourself an hour, half an hour, cave time before the day starts each day, and figure out where you are, where you want to get to by answering these simple exercises. Hope you enjoy that. Slow down, speed up, make the most of the autumn season, and look forward to catching you on the next episode.